How you doing?
Good, mate. What's happening?
Oh, it feels like I haven't spoken to you for a while.
Yeah, I know. It's been like 3 days.
Yeah.
Awesome. Lucky me. What an awesome show we got tonight. We got the fabulous Chris Denman from the Heavy Session radio show, but even more importantly from the Southbound Snake Charmers.
Yep.
And Chris is always very, very good value to have on. Actually, it's going to be interesting having a chat with Chris, and we'll learn all about what he does with the radio station and with the Southbound Snake Charmers, his blues band.
Hello, Kathy. She bet Max tonight.
She did.
There you go.
Now, the other exciting part is this Friday, for those of you who are playing at home, we've got our Originals music night on Friday night at 8 p.m. We've already got a massive influx of music, so myself and Tyrone will be going through that before Friday, just to pick the right songs. And then by the looks of it, we might be able to even go for 2 days or 2 Fridays in a row, which is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and keep them coming through too. The more we get, the better. Yeah. So
correct. And Saturday, what are we doing Saturday? Have we decided yet?
We haven't decided yet, so we'll decide that during the week, and then as soon as we know, we'll update everyone.
What does everyone? So everyone that's watching at home at the moment, what do you want to see on Saturday night? I think we've already been there. We've done that. We've seen it. But what does everyone want? What would you like to see on Saturday night? Do we want covers? Do we want what sort of covers? Do we want a best of again? Do we want? You
Originals,
let us know.
Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
You tell us what you.
Yeah.
You tell us what you'd like. That's more important, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And the feedback's good as well. So, and
definitely.
we are competing with the football as well. So, depending on what people want to see after the football or during the football or whatever.
Yep.
Just let us know.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Does everyone want to see before or after the footy?
Well, we can either start at 8 o'clock like normal, or we could wait till after the game. But
and do like last week at 10:30 and finish at 12.
Yeah, a bit late after that.
Yeah.
So it covers mashup. There you go.
There you go. Covers mashup. We can all. Oh, that's one. So anyone else who's got anything that they'd like us to do for them on Saturday night would be awesome.
We should go back to drinks as well. Saturday night drinks, Friday night drinks. Why not? Remember how we were actually making cocktails and stuff and getting people to send in their drinks and things?
Yeah.
We should do that again.
Do you want to do that again on Saturday? All right, so that'll be part of Saturday, but we have to do that at 8 o'clock.
Yep. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Richie says after the game.
After the game. That's another one.
Good feedback.
Awesome. Now, so with what else we got happening? I've got so much news.
Oh, go for it.
Hey, you ready for this?
Yeah, go for it.
I went to a different supermarket. I went to a supermarket that I haven't been for about a year.
Really?
You try not to laugh, mate.
Stop it. I had my wisdom teeth out on Sunday. That's why my face is all swollen. And it hurts to laugh. So every time I've said something, George tries to make me laugh, and it hurts. So thanks, George.
Yeah, it's all right. Anytime, mate.
Yeah.
Now, so actually, all right. So that's Saturday. Now on where is it? On Friday night, I'll tell you how good this is. Right in between me putting up that post today, I think it was about 3:30. And this is what I love. So there's going to be a massive eclectic collection of songs that are going to be played on this Friday, and I think it's going to spill out to another day or possibly the week after. But at the moment now, I think we're sitting at nearly 35 clips.
Wow, that's great.
So, and that's just a matter of. Yeah, that's a really, really amazing response, and it's good to see that the whole original music side of stuff's just kicking off. I mean, a lot of people have done some of these clips at home. A lot of them are clips that have been up for a little while, so it's going to be pretty cool to see what's actually there.
Isn't it interesting though? Like the other day, you were saying that there's not much of this stuff going on. It's everyone's just doing ISO clips and all that kind of stuff, and now all of a sudden, with that post you put up, it's like a flood of original music come through, and it's incredible. It's really cool.
And it is. And I think more so for the fact that people are now starting to teach themselves how to use a computer.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think, depending on whether people had these clips out before lockdown or during lockdown or whatever, it doesn't matter. But the whole point is that we're getting the music in.
Yep. And it's original music. Someone had asked me earlier today, that was on, where is it? I can't remember who it was, but I'm trying to find it. But they'd asked me whether we were after, here you go. Phil Marlin said to me, he goes, do you play indie unsigned artists? That's the whole thing. That's what we're after.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Yep.
Exactly. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for guys that are unsigned. Even if you are signed, it doesn't matter. The whole point is of what we do on a Tuesday night is to basically get Aussie music out there.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yep. Yep. So whatever you got, send it through and share it too.
Correct.
To anyone that you know has got music going on, share it.
Now, talking about Aussie unsigned artists, hello, Jana. After the game, Mum reckons. Now, let's play Chris's clip. What's the first clip that we've got?
It's called No Land. I've got.
So this is Southbound Snake Charmers.
Yep, Southbound Snake Charmers, No Land.
Far as I can see,
Hello.
Right. Hello.
How good are you guys? Chris, I'm talking to you.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. We're
Yeah, oh, yeah, fantastic, mate. Yeah, freaking awesome. Now, actually, how long have you? Sorry for everyone watching at home. This is obviously Chris. How long have you guys been together for? Oh,
No?
we've
there?
lost audio.
No.
Hello. Have you pushed the mute button
No.
on your
no mute.
microphone?
Hello?
I'll ask him to unmute.
Oh, there we go. It's
we go.
unmuted.
Ah, and I'm back. Zoom's
Alright.
new.
Technology.
Technology.
So, what was the question? How long
How
have
long
you...
we-
I said, how long have you guys been together for?
As a Southbound Snake Charmer since 2013, something like that.
I was going to say then how long you've been married for, because obviously you got your wife in the band. That's a bit risky.
You know how hard it is to keep a drummer down?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. Geez, you did all right.
It's hard, so if you find a good drummer, I suppose you just got to marry him.
Yeah, why not? Have kids with them and then that's it. You're set for life with that band.
They can't go anywhere.
No. What happens if you found a better drummer? How would that conversation go down?
That's a good question.
Try it and tell us. Actually, no, don't. I don't promote that.
Don't.
You don't promote death.
You'll see, your missus will find you on Melbourne one day going, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Looking for a drummer.
Practicing my rudiments.
Yeah.
I'm just paradiddling in the corner.
Oh, Jesus. Now, you guys released a new track.
We did just now, but it's not on video as yet. The video will be out by the end of this week, but it's called The Ballad of Tarantino.
Ballad of Tarantino.
Yes. We did get a lot of people saying it, not a lot, but a few times we get told that we sound like a Tarantino soundtrack, or people go, you should put your music in there and all that sort of stuff. So we thought, let's just write a song about it. So we did. And we've put it out. So if you know anyone that knows anyone that knows anyone that knows the man himself, Mr. Tarantino, if you could send it to him, that'd be great.
Actually, you know what I do?
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
Just sort of get your hopes up.
He does that.
Yeah.
William Stevenson says, hi, Chris. It's Billy from Sydney.
Oh, g'day, Billy. From Sydney. How you going? He's a strong supporter and part of the Heavy Session, the radio show, which we do.
Yes, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
So
tell us about it.
How do you go from, I want to know how he goes from blues. So playing, all right, so you've done a Heavy Session for how many years?
Oh, we started in 2007.
So 2007. So how did you go from the Heavy Session into a blues band?
Yeah, that's
Obviously listening to metal every Friday night into a blues band.
It balances out. And somewhere in between, we end up in that lovely stoner rock genre.
Well, it works.
Yeah,
It's a nice balance, isn't it?
Was that because your wife wouldn't let you play? She didn't want to play metal. She goes, "No, Chris, I want to play blues." Is that why? At least you can go out and say, "Listen, I'm taking the band out for a gig." Oh, okay, cool. Because at least then your missus can come out with you. Then you've got no excuse. It's grouse.
I just have to comment on a comment. Sandy says, yo, Tyrone, what's wrong with you? Got some chubby cheeks today. Yeah. She knows exactly what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Tyrone.
Well, for anyone else that doesn't know, I had my wisdom teeth out, so that's why I'm a bit swollen there.
Having your wisdom teeth out, just like getting kicked in the nuts. Both things swell up about the same. Oh, it's gone backwards. Now, Chris actually pointed out before for everyone. Now, Chris's daytime job, he's probably got one of the coolest daytime jobs because not a lot of people ask musos what they do for a daytime job. Now, Chris actually works for the fire brigade. But he works as a diesel mechanic and maintenance manager.
Yeah, I work for Marine now, so now I keep the boat.
Now he gets to play. Now you get to play with fireboats. So, and someone had asked me what this. Oh, Chris said, he goes, "Where'd you get that?" And these are the old fire rescue t-shirts, and that was when Chris was because Chris was actually in the calendar for the firemen. He was Mr. February 29, and this was
really?
a t-shirt from there.
Can we get this photo up somehow?
George, you said you wouldn't go there.
I've got the calendar up. I've got the calendar up behind me. Oh, your head's covering it.
It's in the toilet.
Yeah, it's in the toilet. Yeah.
On the back of the door.
It's better than having handcuffs hanging on your wall.
Yeah. How long have you been a muso for, George? And he goes, why have you got handcuffs on the wall?
This is actually Chris's den or Chris's studio, and don't they look like handcuffs?
And I'll move out the way.
Yeah, but the freaky part is it's because maybe I watched too many movies. Here is Granny. For those of you who've seen that movie. Oh, God. Actually, now I've got to ask you a question. When was it? I think 2017, 2018, you guys at Southbound were doing major stuff overseas to the point where you ended up on the US charts and the British charts, was it, or something?
Yeah. When was that? That was, Rhythm and Rust album did really good. It just went really well in the States, went really well in the UK, and ended up on a couple of charts, which was good, and we got a lot of good feedback from it.
So, he's going to go on tour over there eventually?
Well, when we're allowed to.
Yeah, when you're allowed to.
Yeah. When we can get the money too. It's obviously not an easy sort of feat to get over there. But if it opened up, we'd go. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? You could just do a self-funded tour. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe we can get one of those fire boats to drive all the way over there.
That's a good excuse. Knock one off.
Tell Chris. I think it's Jill is watching. Jill or Gil?
Gil.
Trig?
Gil Trigg.
Yeah.
G'day, Gil.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Awesome, yeah. Go on. I'm waiting, Tyrone.
For what?
No.
For what?
Well, I'm just waiting.
Oh, tell us about the radio show, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well.
It's one of those nights tonight.
It is. This always seems to happen when I'm on these shows. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Or is it just... Am I provoking George to be... well, there he is. He's laughing now. Got him. But yeah, look, we just do anything heavy. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's heavy sort of stuff. Could be heavy blues, but normally we play metal, rock, anything up to there. And we've been going for a few years now. And currently, obviously, given the COVID situation, we're basically a podcast because we can't do anything live at the moment. We've got to pre-record and then set it up. So you're always running behind on a weekly loop. But still pretty good. And we were... Just before this hit, we were running a segment called Turning to 11 where we were bringing bands in live and playing them on the studio. And that's just stopped all of that for the moment. So, but as soon as we can, we're going to get back into it.
So you bring
guys, go on, sorry, Tyrone.
I was going to say, you play international bands and stuff as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So if they sort of come on a tour from wherever, you sort of approach them and get them in the studio as well? Or?
Yeah, if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can. And, which is good. I like putting live bands there. It's good fun.
Who's the biggest band that you've had in there?
Live. We've done mainly the local stuff live. And I can't... if you ask me, my brain's going to go, nah, I can't. I don't want to single anyone out.
Internationally, who was the... All right, so start again. Internationally, who was the best interview that you guys did?
My favourite interview of all time on the show was John Bush from Anthrax and Armored Saint. He was awesome. He's such a cool guy. And it went from just an interview into a conversation that just kept going and going, which was really good.
Oh, fancy that. They're the ones that are good. And a lot of people don't expect a lot of these big artists and that to be quite as friendly as what you think. You think that they've already got that mentality. But I think a lot of that comes across from, and I'm going to call it band managers. because band managers give you a whole heap of crap and say, don't do this, don't do that, make sure they have this, make sure they have that. And these artists will walk into a room or walk into a venue and they're completely the opposite of what you think they are because of the freaking managers.
Yeah, but I also find with interviews, like bands only have, like they've got a whole series of interviews to do in a row, and you've only got them for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So imagine being asked the same question every 15 minutes for, like a couple of hours. I reckon it'd get pretty tired. So that's why, I suppose first thing you want to do is start chatting to them, make a connection. If you're at the start of that list, happy days. Yep. If you're towards the end of the list, sometimes it might be hard to get some questions out, but that's when you just got to try and be friendly and persist, and it's all good.
And how do you do that? So have you obviously you've walked into a room and had that thing that you're the last guy getting interviewed?
Like we're doing now, George. Just banter.
Yeah,
banter like you're up the fence on it. Tell jokes.
Do you find it hard to approach them?
We do a lot of phone interviews, but I do, which I'm not bad with, but I find, approaching people live, it can be a bit intimidating to start off with, especially if if it's a band you really like.
Yeah, you probably get a lot of rejections as well if they don't know who you are and all that kind of stuff.
They can do, yeah. If they're busy too, and if they've had enough, so that's it. I've had enough. I'm pulling the pin. But I reckon most people I will say are really good, and happy to chat.
Do you find were you intimidated once you saw me?
Yes, George. I still am. Yeah.
I just thought I'd ask. William Stevenson, this podcast professionalism is stunning. Laugh out loud. Yes, it is. Awesome. That's the whole point of it, William. You listen. Some of the best podcasts I remember. What was the one that we were watching at the moment? Joe Rogan getting high on camera. Whoever he was with was as high as a kite and couldn't even comprehend 2 words together for 4 hours.
Yeah, that was with what's his name?
That bloke.
That guy. The guy that does the stuff with the things.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
He's a good one. He's got meth mouth. We know about that.
Is that like Mountain Dew mouth?
Mountain Dew. Oh God, I haven't heard that for years. It's like the old Spring Valley bottle. There we go. Now, obviously, you've got. How many albums have you done through Southbound?
Southbound has 1 full-length album, 3 EPs, 1 vinyl, and now a couple of singles, and then another few singles for the rest of this year, which eventually will be scooped up and put on an album. So,
do you find though that the singles do better than the albums?
This gets into that question, which is kind of that right now question. I think I'm going to say it tends to be genre specific. So certain bands and certain genres you can put singles out and they'll work, whereas certain bands can put albums out and they'll work. But a lot of work goes into an album. It's hard to keep it afloat for a long time. People tend to see it a lot and it kinds to go up and then pretty quick. Whereas singles, you're kind of constantly keeping out there. But with certain genres, I don't find the singles are as good.
Do you find a difference in between digital releases compared to having physical copies?
We sell a lot more digital, but there's a lot of people that still buy hard copies, and we're happy to make them. I mean, I still like to buy hard copies. So
hard copies, you're talking CD or vinyl?
I buy a lot of CD. I don't have much vinyl. I do have a little bit, but not much. I'm not,
Well, vinyl's very popular at the moment. It's actually coming back more than CDs, I think.
It's doing well. And then I was surprised to see cassettes coming back. People are putting stuff out on cassette.
Yes.
No. Look, I mean, that's cool if you want to do that. And it's cool. But I remember cassettes from back in the day when that's all we had. It was sort of like, stretched.
Yeah, but hold on. The cassettes with the cassette, I'm sorry, right? You had the cassette was probably one of the best things that ever came out, I think, for a generation where, I mean, listen, it stuffed the whole music industry up because everyone would be sitting there on a Friday night waiting for the top 40 to come out, going ready. The songs are going to play. Oh, got it. And you'd miss the first 3 bars.
And you try and cut out all the radio announcer talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is why they did it on purpose. They talk all the way through the start of the song. You're like, shut up.
But that to me was one of the best things why cassettes were good. But because there was a question that was put up, by the guys from Sisters Doll, and they were asking whether they should put up a CD release. Now everyone's and a lot of people have said, yeah, go for a CD release because they've got all the covers inside and they've got the flip things and whatever else. Me personally, I'd go an album or vinyl, and I'd go digital because I don't own a CD player anymore anywhere in my house.
I think a lot of people like it for the fact that they've got the physical copy as like memorabilia, or they collect it, or they can open up the booklets and read the lyrics and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, and I think some people do. They'll have those albums and they might not even open them. They might just stay sealed. But like you said, just keeping it for like a bit of memorabilia, which is cool. And plus, you can see the pictures a lot better, can't you, on an album? That's what I like. As kids, that's why we loved LPs and that. Because you could see pictures were. When we went down to CDs, it was sort of like, oh, come on, it's a bit hard to see.
Yeah. Now you just got Google Images and you can zoom.
Yeah.
So,
and and that's what it is. But here you go. I reckon it's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens with the whole CD vinyl thing, because I look at even, your last big CD store that's around is JB Hi-Fi. They're the only ones that have still got those racks and racks and racks of CDs, but now those racks and racks of CDs are turning into racks and racks of albums.
Yeah. Well, they stopped stocking stuff. They were on order. You'd have to order it. So, if you're not buying mainstream for ages, you'd have to order CDs in.
That's right. Oh, but who was saying, hold on, Tyrone, who was saying the other day that they've stopped pressing CDs, that they've stopped making CDs?
Who was saying that?
Someone said to us a while back that they're actually going to stop printing CDs completely for music.
I can't remember who that was.
Was it Vincent Donato?
It might have been.
I think it was. Yeah, he was saying that basically the whole CD market has now for mainstream people, so like your Sony, your BMGs and all those big labels, they're stopping actually printing CDs completely. They're not releasing out anything on those anymore.
They'll probably that's right. Straight digital and then streaming, I suppose.
Straight digital, streaming and vinyl.
Well, Dale Arthur says, I'm only 21 and I prefer vinyl over CD. It's just a preferred mode for me. And it's the same for everyone.
Yeah. If you can,
yeah, it's just whatever you want.
Space and the money, why not?
Well, the only CDs that kids are playing with these days are the ones that go into the PlayStations, but even that stopped.
I was going to say, do they still make them for games, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for the PlayStation 5, you've got to pay an extra $200 for a CD player in it.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I already know about all that.
You could have just stayed with the Commodore 64, mate, in the tape drive.
Oh, no. Hold on. Where was it? Me and Tyrone found my dad's old Atari notator.
Oh.
Beat that. That was like the first songwriting program back in the 90s.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen, that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
And he's still got it and it still works. And we've still got all the floppy disks for it. So for everyone, for that 21-year-old that's watching, what a floppy disk is, was a 3/4 inch, 3.25 inch by 3.25 inch hard disk that you used to push in.
And it wasn't hard.
And it wasn't hard.
So it's a floppy disk.
Soft. It was a floppy disk. And if it spun really, really quickly to go hard, no, it wouldn't. Now, I'm just trying to find. I had a whole stack of them here, but no, that's right. I threw them out.
Yeah, well, so that's what's going to happen with CDs soon, I think. Like, I don't keep CDs at all. I mean, I've bought CDs over the years, but I ended up just gathering them all and throwing them away because there's no point in me keeping them.
And look, some people are. Do you find the streaming quality is as good as when you listen to a CD?
I think they've got different qualities. I think like the vinyl and a CD has got that sort of old school feel, the warmth to them compared to the digital, because digital gets so squashed and compressed and stuff when they upload, and Spotify does it again. They squash it and compress it again. So it does lose some tonal qualities.
That's like the end of, or is it the tapering down of the loudness war? Like just mastering stuff that loud that it's louder than everyone else's. But now all those streaming places are just capping everything. So if you've already mastered it that loud, it's going to get squashed again. So
well, and that's why they say that these days a lot of engineers actually don't go for the loudness war thing anymore. They actually give the track a lot of dynamics, and then when it goes to Spotify, it gives it that sort of squashed sound anyway. They bring it up to broadcast level, so it's it's pretty useless.
Yeah, you don't need to brick wall it that much anymore.
What did you say? Brick wall it?
Yeah. Brick wall it. Smash it against the limiter, George. Get it real loud.
I'm just helping everyone at home understand what a brick wall is.
It's when you compress everything that loud that the peaks and the troughs are gone, and the whole sound wave looks like one big blank line.
It's a big bar, yeah.
But I have noticed, though, that there is a difference between all the streaming services with volume. So I know that, for instance, Apple Music versus Spotify, there are two different volume levels for the same track.
Yeah, there will be. There's actually a list online. You can find it, and it'll tell you how much and what their actual loudness levels are, and what to aim for with different streaming services.
So do you have to sort of go through all those kind of regulations with your show?
With the show, no, because we've got the big magic box where everything goes through at the end, and that does exactly that, puts everything at those levels. At the moment, because we're recording ourselves and doing it like a podcast, we have to pull everything down and keep the levels, as nice as possible. But normally we wouldn't have to. If we were playing it in the show, like live from the studio, we wouldn't need to.
Yeah, right. Okay.
What magic box is that?
It's a whole room full of magic, George. I'm not allowed in there. I don't have the keys, but I have looked through the door and it looks really good. There's lots of lights and lots of it's the don't go in there room.
What does that button do?
Exactly.
Can I push that button?
Yeah,
it's like the cleaner that blew up the radio station.
And do radio stations have different volumes as per station? Do you know the answer to that?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think they'd all be governed by a loudness level, which they'd be aiming for, but I don't think the stations would all be different themselves, unless you had a cross between AM and FM, perhaps.
Because I know that when you're watching TV, for example, sometimes the commercials are a lot louder, and that's just to grab your attention.
Yeah,
it's just like it's a thing. I was wondering if radio stations do the same thing.
We don't, but we don't. But I don't know if others do. But I know, it's a big thing in TV and especially digital. If you're watching anything catch up, have you noticed? Like as soon as you've got it at a nice level, and then as soon as the ads come in, you get blown off the back of your couch.
Yeah.
I am definitely not buying that product now because you hurt my ears. Simple.
But that's the same even going through, like say watching HD movies on Netflix, for example, right? So basically, it happens on my TV all the time. But if you're watching like an action scene, for example, it's super loud, but then it comes back into the talking and stuff, and you can barely hear it. You got to sort of turn it up.
That's your sound setting. That's your sound settings on your TV.
No, I don't have sound settings on my TV.
Yes, you do. I can guarantee you that's your sound settings on your TV, that if you've got them on speech, your speech ends up being louder, it's quieter than when you've got big drama scenes and all that in the background, or action scenes. That comes down to your sound settings.
That's quite interesting. I might have to have a look at that.
Yeah,
I know, because I sat there for 3 weeks trying to get my TV, my freaking bedroom right, because every time I'd watch something and something would blow up, it'd be like real life. I'd end up getting smacked in the face going, shut the TV up. Now, radio stations aren't... Julie, meet up. Hello, Julie. Radio stations aren't louder. It's compressed more. There you go.
Which does. Compressing things does actually make things louder. That's what compression does. You take the high parts and then you bring them down so you can bring the lower parts up. So overall, it sounds louder. Yeah.
Well, the perceivable level is louder. It feels louder.
Does it sound compressed?
Probably.
I just thought, I'm just asking a technical question.
While you're holding, is that a screwdriver?
It is a screwdriver. No, it's what happens when you're in the garage. Okay. I've got all sorts of tools in here. I don't know. I'm lost for words at the moment. It's been one of those days today. I've decided.
Yeah, definitely. It has. So how many bands do you actually get approaching you to play their stuff on your show, as opposed to like you scouting them?
A lot. When we started, we had to scout a lot, and we had to join up with a lot of labels and try and join up with labels and get stuff. And now we're inundated. I can't even tell you what the last email count is. We stopped looking at it. It's just huge, which is one of the things. If you're a band, I suppose, and you're trying to get airplay, you got to stand out of 5,000 emails or something. It's hard. It's hard to stand out.
Yeah. So what actually makes your selection easier when you say that it's hard to stand out?
I don't know. There's a whole things people write on how to capture someone's attention in the first couple of lines of a email, because you're just looking at an email description, aren't you? So if you know the band or you know the genre you've got, they will stand out. And then I suppose it's just something catchy in what they've written that makes it appeal to what you're looking for. So
does it give a band an advantage to send you an EPK then instead of just an email with a request?
I think it does. I mean, I remember when we started this show, we used to get stuff in a thing called a pigeonhole. So we would go into the show on a Friday, and your pigeonhole would be full of CDs, and now that's empty and the emails are full.
Mm-hmm.
What's an EPK?
An EPK is an electronic press kit, for anyone that doesn't know.
Thank you.
And every band should really have one if they want to get around. That's what people look at, and that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
I was just asking what an EPK was. That was all. I'm just helping our viewers at home understand the technical jargons.
Ripping out the acronyms. Get them going. Sounds good.
What about a TDK? That does amazing things.
What does that stand for?
Hey?
What does that stand for?
I don't think anyone actually knows.
Billy will. If Billy's listening, Billy, can you tell him what TDK stands for?
Well,
guaranteed you'll know.
Yeah, I bet. How good's that? Actually, how do you reckon? Obviously, digital age now, it's a lot easier to get music sent across to you guys. But have you found that the band side of stuff and the live music side of stuff has dropped off in that whole hard rock and metal genre?
Not really. I think hard rock and metal is a genre that, it delivers more playing live. You still get a lot of, like most releases you'll play will be studio releases, but they really push their name across and get known from their live performances, I find usually.
But is that here in Australia or is that overseas?
That's a good question. I suppose it depends on how much you go out and check out gigs. If you're checking out gigs in that sort of scene that you're looking for, then you'll see those bands. If you're not going out and you're not part of the scene, then you won't see them.
You won't find them, yeah.
Because it's not like, like when we were younger, you only had a couple of modes of finding these things. There was only 6 stations on the tally back then and a handful of stations. So there was only minimum places we could find music. So it was harder to stick to the top. These days you've got so much stuff and so many places to find it. It just depends on what you're looking for, really.
Well, and that comes down to self-promotion of the bands as well, like over social medias and stuff as well. Because like you said, if no one knows about them, no one's going to go out to watch them. Exactly. Yeah, and it's the unfortunate truth of it.
Yeah.
And it's even if you haven't, like if they've put their name out there and you've never heard the name, you're not going to turn around and go, oh, that sounds cool, I'll go and check that out. You just wouldn't. It's
unless there's something in that name that grabs you. But apart from that, yeah, it's you kind of find that things float in different scenes, and that's what you got.
But how would you go, like with say some of the Scandinavian or some of the Eastern European bands? How would you go deciphering half the crap that they've got written on their front album covers and to do with their names? I mean, I look at, oh God, who was the band? Matthias L. From Freak Kitchen, the band was called.
Oh, yeah. Do
you remember Freak Kitchen? These guys were just an amazing hard rock / Norwegian metal band, and he was this mad guitarist. And then speaking with him, it was Bahay.
They were fairly progressive too, weren't they?
They were fairly progressive. Thank you, Gianna Thomas. TDK is a Japanese
pronounce that.
electronic company. Tokyo Dengi Kakigu
There you go.
Kogyo. Hey.
Ask the listeners whenever you're stuck.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, and I remember speaking with him, and then they were just trying to pronounce stuff and sent me a whole bunch of stuff one day, and he was the nicest guy in the world, and 3/4 of the shit I couldn't read.
Yeah, sometimes the language barrier can be difficult, but at the end of the day, you just want to get the music. If the music's good, it just speaks, doesn't it? The music's good, you play it.
So, are you able to sort of look at your analytics and your demographic of where you're reaching with your show?
I haven't.
I was just going to say, because I was curious to know where, sort of the biggest supporters of the style, like of the heavy scene, you have.
We get stuff from all over, and we find whoever's sending us stuff at certain points, then they'll all be listening. Because there was a period of time we were getting a lot of stuff from a couple of Russian bands, so we had a lot of Russian supporters at that stage, and then it just depends on. We get requests from all over the place. Which is good.
Where do you think at the moment your biggest? Because are you guys streaming out online and obviously across the airwaves, or you just? Yeah.
So it still goes out through the airwaves, but it's streamed on live as well. So it's all over the place.
Simulcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The glory and splendor of digital music, which everyone listens while they're online. It's great.
Yeah.
Or through your phone,
Actually, be interesting to ask people at home too. Free Kitchen is a band from Gothenburg, Sweden. That's right, formed in '92. Oh, someone's just Googled it. It was William. Yeah, Matthias, that's it.
Yeah.
Elka Bonk, that's what I was calling him at one stage because I couldn't understand his surname. El Clun. Yeah, he's a renowned and innovative and unique guitar virtuoso. He is, mate, honestly, if anyone at home wants to listen to stuff from Sweden, Free Kitchen's an unbelievably cool band. I feel like I'm jumping in my car and listening to them because I haven't listened to that in about 4 years, I reckon.
Who's your favourite band, Chris?
Oh, God.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. Oh, look, I couldn't pick a single band I listen to. It just depends on what I'm listening to. Sometimes I'm listening to the heavy blues stuff, sometimes the metal stuff, and a lot of times stoner rock as well. So
yeah. So you don't have like a favourite band. You're more of sort of like a genre. You like one genre sort of thing. Once
you get too much music, I get stuff that I float through a lot and play over and over again. But I wouldn't say I've got. When I grew up, my favourite band was Megadeth. That was, I was a disciple of Dave. That was tried to get the hair all like that, and play Flying V's. But yeah, I'm just
now.
Hey,
now you're playing a blues band.
Yeah.
Yep, a stoner rock blues band that plays metal on the inside.
Well, I've also joined a stoner rock band as well.
Have you?
Yeah. It was the guys from, I don't know if you remember Borrachero. They were around.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they disbanded, and we were doing some stuff for the radio show and ended up getting together. So there's going to be a heavy, doomy, stonery project coming out soon.
Ah, that sounds like a bit of fun. That's something I wouldn't mind actually hearing.
Yeah, so looking forward to doing that. As soon as we're all allowed out to jam again.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Now, I was just saying to Chris before, I reckon I had a bit of a moment on Sunday night. I was ready to throttle someone. I was ready literally at about 9:30 at night to jump in my car, just ring up a bunch of people and say, you know what, mind my language, but fuck it, I need to go and play music with people. I was really just over
hanging out.
Yes. Yeah. Well, interesting, George, because I think as musicians, a lot of people have that, they say it's like a drug and you're sort of missing getting up in front of people. So I was going to say, I've got an idea for you. Why don't we get a crap load of cardboard cutouts and we'll just fill the back of Musicland and you can sell it. You can sell this drug to people. They can get up in front of an audience that's not there.
No, for me, it's not even a freaking audience. For me, it's not even a freaking audience. It's just the outlet of going up on stage with mates and playing music and beating the shit out of a drum kit. That's all it is. I don't play to audiences. I'm not that good. Not like you guys in South Band, Snake Charmers and Tyrone and the Archetypes. I'm more like play with myself. As long as someone's watching, it's not as weird. But
As long as someone's watching, it's not weird. That's,
Yeah. Saying it's okay. You keep playing.
You're doing well.
do they come on, George? Hey!
Hey, you can do it.
Don't stop now.
You do the
Don't
Billy
stop
Connolly.
believing.
Do the Billy
Just
Connolly
hold
thing.
on to
Make
that
fun.
feeling. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's gone south. But no, that was my whole thing. Like, we've got a Sunday crew that we've run for how many years, and it's probably a group of 10 to 15 of us, and our usual Sunday jammers will leave at about midnight, and we tend to stay on till about 3 o'clock in the morning playing just all sorts of the best music that you can think of. And yeah, I just needed to do that. I don't know.
It's just the outlet. You just need to get it, to let it out.
It is. I feel sorry for my drum kit. We're going to set up 3 drum kits, 2 bass rigs, 14 guitar amps, and 1 microphone. And no one's leaving. That's what I've already been told.
Awesome.
Anyway, on that note,
That sounds like Musicland as I remember it when I used to be there on a Sunday night for jam night.
it hasn't changed. It's just gotten
Playing Cat Scratch Fever on stage with about 20 people.
Do you say? Oh yeah, you actually did play that, didn't you?
The Nooge, man.
The who?
The Nooge.
The Nooge.
Yeah.
The Nooge. On the Nooge. So on that note, mate, we're going to let you go. We're actually going to go out with what song we going out with, or what songs are Chris going out with?
Right on. I've got.
Right. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
When was this recorded, Chris?
This was recorded. Actually, it came out on the 2019 album, but we recorded it 2018. It was with Ash Raven's music. We recorded this all live to do that whole 60s sort of, let's do that, which probably put a hell of a lot of pressure on Ash, and he come through for us. So yeah, it's.
Did you just say that because you recorded it like December the 18th and then released it on February the 2019? Just to make it sound better, because that's what bands I've noticed do.
Well, we recorded. Ash wanted to do 2 songs. We did 2 songs because we already had them, and then we said we've got another 4 songs. You want to finish off an EP? So we come back the next year and did the other 4 songs, and then put them out. But it still did the same thing. Yeah, recorded them and put them out the next year. George, thanks for pointing that out.
Good. That's all right. I'll just share that with you.
Sharing is
Mate, I'm
caring.
here for you anytime. Awesome. Anyway,
thanks,
thank you
Chris.
for coming on, Chris.
Thanks for having us, guys. It's been good.
Right on.
We'll see you soon.
What a song that was.
How good's that? Very very, very bluesy. You know what I've noticed though? They got probably one of the coolest logos. Southbound Snake Charmers.
Yeah, they do, don't they? It's really cool.
Sorry, I'm looking down tonight because God, look how big I am compared to you. I'm looking down tonight because I've left my iPad upstairs.
Yeah, I thought so.
And I didn't put in my homemade teleprompter.
Yeah, I was going to say that guitar on that track was really cool, wasn't it? It's just tone that came out of it was really cool.
I know Chris works a lot on his tone, so I'll give him credit, and the whole band. Obviously, Nat on guitar and Chris's wife on drums. Now, this Friday night, we have our... What have we got on Friday night? We've got our originals night. And we want everyone to keep sending in their clips for the originals. Even if you know a band or anything on those lines, please make sure you send us across the clips. You can send it through Messenger. You can send it to Musicland, Musicland Sydney Road at gmail.com is the other way. We do need them to either be preferably a YouTube clip is the easiest way to do that because we're just compiling a whole massive list that we want to be able to play on Friday night on our YouTube show.
Yep, cool. And you can also send the full actual MP4 of the clip if you so wish. Just not a Facebook clip, if I could ask, because it just doesn't work that way. So it just doesn't.
It's just too hard.
Yeah. So awesome. That was really cool. I reckon we'll rip that off and put it on the podcast, which is happening.
Talking about podcast, we've got the Oz Rock Project.
Yeah. So I'll put that up tonight after we're finished, and that should be up tomorrow to re-listen to that.
Yep.
And
might have
Saturday
to cut it
night,
up a little bit.
And I might just do some editing on that. Saturday night too, we're still going to work out what we're doing during the week.
Yep.
And then we'll update everyone once we know what we're doing. So
correct. So we took a couple of things out. So we still want everyone's feedback as well, what they prefer us to do on Friday night. So by the looks of it, we will be playing it after the footy's finished. Hey, but we can play it while the footy's on.
Yeah, we can.
And then you guys can go back and watch it after the football. Same, but different.
Yeah. Then you get doubled entertainment.
Yeah, but then they want to get involved. So we might see what we do there. And it's whether everyone wants us to, what sort of show they want. At the moment, we've had a couple people say that they want a mashup earlier on in our program today. Or if anyone else has any other ideas as to what they'd actually like us to do, or what sort of show that you guys actually want, we're happy to accommodate as best as we can.
Yeah, definitely. Always up for new ideas. So, yeah, I think that's close to about it for us.
I think it's very close to about it for us tonight. It's one of those evenings, I think, this evening.
It is. It's one of those nights. You've made me laugh so much that my whole face is in pain.
Yeah, and I've been trying to be good because for everyone that's just tuned in now, Tyrone's had his wisdom teeth pulled out on 2 days ago.
Yeah. So that's why fat cheeks.
Is that why? Just blame COVID.
Yeah, fat cheese. Fat cheese.
Oh, don't laugh. What'd you say, fat cheese? Oh, don't laugh. It hurts so much.
It does.
What'd you say, fat chicks?
Fat cheese.
Can't you talk properly? Fat cheese.
I reckon the anaesthetic's still like in my brain or something because I just can't get shit together today.
What'd you say, fat? Cheeks.
Cheese. Oh, I meant to say cheeks, but I said cheese. Must have food on the brain.
Very good. The Godfather. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you again on Friday night at 8 o'clock over on YouTube. All the links and everything will be going up shortly. And we'll also be compiling a full band list of the bands that we're going to be playing. So make sure, everyone, please do share it around. It's the whole reason why we do that. David, play the forgotten clips of the 90s, the ones that didn't make it. That's a good idea, Darren. I think that might be for another show. And we'll for everyone, including Darren, that have sent us messages across, I'll be getting back to everyone, hopefully either more than likely it'll be tomorrow during the day, just to work out what we're going to be doing with clip-wise.
Yep. And for the Friday night as well, make sure you go and watch it on YouTube as well. With the original stuff, we won't be going to Facebook anymore. So yeah, just come over and subscribe, and you'll see it all on YouTube.
Exactly.
Cool. All right, that's about it. I think.
Out of here.
Out of here.
Out of here.
Off like milk in the sun.